Good morning, everyone. Well, this week has been a week for me. It's been a chilling week, trying to be still in some really difficult situation, trying to hear God's voice, knowing that He doesn't come in the clatter and the sound, trying to make a space to hear God speak. Trying to be still can be a difficult thing, and standing still is difficult. It's hard to do, really hard to do. What does it mean to be a Christian in 2025? I see ever so often we read in the Bible when it talks about Laodicea, and the Bible talks about people's heart going cold. You read about things that you think you know, and then ever also often I'm think nothing can shock me like this again. You think you've seen it, right? Not that nothing could be difficult. You've been through so much that you wonder, what could God be preparing you for? Have you been through some life experiences where you wonder, really, God? Do I deserve a break, God? Is that what it takes to save me, God? What would break look like for me? Have you ever been through one of those? It's difficult when people feel threatened by your personality. It can be difficult. So what do? You don't play it. You try to kill your personality, and they still have a problem with you. So what do you do? I mean, Jesus must have been difficult for Jesus when he walked this earth. It must have been super difficult. I can't begin to think or imagine how Jesus must have felt. It must have been lonely to be among 12. And I mean, Jesus has his circle. And everybody said the one whom Jesus loved. They know the one who allowed himself to be loved by Jesus, the one who's always reclining on Jesus, the one who opened up his heart to be like Jesus. So technically, they said Jesus had his friend. Jesus was a living. He has his friend, his friendship circle. Yeah. We see when Mary and Martha was like, okay, God, if this is your friend and you do this to your friend, what would you do to me? Hey, come on. God crucified his son. Come on, folks. He crucified his son. I'm not taking it light, but this is the reality we find ourselves in. It's difficult to work with Christians. It's almost sad to say it's easier to work with non-Christians than work with Christians. It's a sad thing. It's really a sad thing to say that. And yes, we can Christianize it. We can sermonize it all you want. The wheat and the tares need to grow to the day of harvest. We can sermonize it all we want. But when those outside the ship is more favorable than those inside the ship, something is really wrong. Really, really wrong with the equation. And the worst part of it is when they don't think they're a part of the problem. They think the problem is all somebody else. I'm gobsmacked. I don't know. I'm speechless. It take a lot to make me speechless. A whole lot. But I'm getting a lot of speechlessness lately. Not a bad thing. But I'm slowly starting to understand what God says when he talk about lukewarm. I mean, I can't stand lukewarm tea. For the life of me, I don't understand how a person is sipping a cup of coffee from 3 o'clock. I don't drink coffee or tea. I don't drink that type of tea either. From 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock. I'm like, you make a cup of tea with quarter cup of coffee or tea in it. Then you pour a whole lot of milk in it. It's already lukewarm already. Whew. Lukewarm tea is insipid to me. Very insipid and tasteless. I can't drink the thing. Even when it used to be my favorite, Milo, in those days. And hot chocolate. in those days. No. Even when the hot, real grated chocolate is burning you up, I have to have it hot. Have you ever gone for a cup of tea from the shop and you say to them, make it super hot, and then you look at them, I'm like, what is this? I know you're not supposed to drink too hot stuff because the body has to warm it down, cool it down to the right temperature, similar to cold stuff. But my tea has to be hot or cool. My beverage, don't like cold beverage like that. Insipid, can't have it. And that's exactly what God is saying. I can understand it and sympathize, empathize. I don't know if I can empathize with God because God, I can't understand what God is in. But I could try, I can't even try. I know just empathize with my fellow human being, broken human beings. But it is difficult to even try to understand what God has to put up with. Because I'm like, God, this is too much. You have to deal with the whole world, God. The whole world with this? No, God, good. I'm glad God is God and God is not me. I'm so glad God is God. Because if it's difficult, folks, some of us are insipid Christians, you know. Insipid, insipid, insipid Christians. Really insipid people. Really, really insipid. The Bible talk about us being lukewarm and insipid. And I'm struggling. As you see, I'm struggling to get this thing out because I'm like, how could we be so... You see, we talk about Pharaoh's heart being hardened and all these different kings that oppress Israel, and God made an example out of that. No, God didn't harden their hearts, folk. They have been far gone. God just make an example to them, make them do what comes natural to them. If you're not used to being kind, if you're not used to being certain things, it's not going to come second nature to you. It's just like I say to people all the time. Don't just try deep breathing and box breathing when you're in a crisis. It's not going to feel like it's working. And you're going to quit before you even get to three. But if you could persist to 10 and 15 and 20, it didn't take one thing to get you irritated. Don't expect to fix it with a whiff of a finger. And God also knows if He fixes it with a whiff of a finger, we won't learn our lessons. Huh? Some of us won't learn our lessons.